Deadline Live. Tell people about Deadline Live and DeadlineLive.info, AmericanFreedomRadio.com. Mancow Muller on the program with us today. Mancow's Morning Madhouse, who has a pretty good... He's like a... No, he is really a creative artist with what he do. Mancow, man, you did a great job on the show today so far. And
hey, brother, I want to tell you something. I regret coming on this show.
I knew you would.
No, I got to tell you why, because I'm going to be spending money. LibertyStickers.com, 1787flags.com, BraveNewBookstore.com. It's like I'm ready to go spend some money here. Radio works.
The check is in the mail, brother, and we did a kind of a radio show a month ago having breakfast, and it was 3 or 4 radio hosts around a table, and we did commercials, is what people need to understand. And we did meet with David Icke, and I see that change hasn't come to America, but I think, Mancow, change has come to you. Tell me about now what you think about this whole 9/11 truth scene, and maybe there's something to it, right?
Well, listen. We have to be careful here because 4% control the rest of us, and I do believe that people are awake. I had a tea party in Chicago, 10,000 people showed up. I think, Republican, Democrat, we need to look at who the puppet masters are. I'm hoping that libertarian is an answer. I think it's time for something new. You mentioned Ron Paul. He doesn't think libertarians can get elected. So I just think it's time for something new. And if you've noticed, no matter how we vote, whether it's Obama or Bush, we get the same thing.
Well, we get no choices, and that it starts with the bad choices and guys like McCain and Kerry throwing elections. But go ahead.
Well, look, as far as 9/11 goes, there are certainly questions. I will tell you that having traveled in the Middle East, these people are very, very open that they want to kill us. Rank and file people on the street, the Palestinian region, nuke Israel, they all told me. These were Muslims. Nuke Israel. I said, your children will be killed. We don't care.
Yeah, we have crazies here, too. I understand.
But not like this. I mean, we certainly don't want Canada nuked.
I don't. That's where most of my fan base comes from. Mexico,
that's where most of your weed comes from. But look, there absolutely are terrorists. These people are real. They have to be dealt with. Are we building it up? These black tooth crazies in the desert. We have to stop funding them. And that's a whole other show. 9/11, troubling. I mean, we knew about Atta. We trained some of these guys again, like Hassan at Fort Hood. To what end? Why are we letting these things happen? It seems that our government knows about these things and lets them happen. Is it to take our guns? Is it to take more freedoms? Again, you create the problem. We react in fear. They offer the solution when they have created the problem to begin with, and then we give up more of our freedoms.
Maybe Khalid Sheikh Mohammed will tell us how he stood NORAD down, how Osama bin Laden made NORAD stand down. Maybe he'll tell us how the drills, how they managed to create the drills that day, or how they managed to bring down Building 7 without a plane hitting it. I mean, I'm anxious to learn some of this.
Yeah, well, maybe. And I'd like to know why it was nobody could fly. No one could fly except for the bin Laden family on 9/12.
Hey, have me up on your show, and I'll talk about the Carlyle Group, and I'll make it funny. Because we've completely forgotten about that. Do you know that the head of GM right now comes right out of the Carlyle Group, appointed by Osama bin Laden, appointed by cousin Barry Hussein Obama, has appointed a Carlyle Group man to head General Motors with no car experience, of course, whatsoever. So the Carlyle Group is alive and well. I mean, it's still a story, and I like covering it.
Well, 1787flags.com. What happened in 1787, and why are we forgetting what our forefathers taught us? And our forefathers warned of, enemies, foreign or domestic. Wouldn't it be something if one of these guys actually got to be in the White House and was running the show now? What if we had an enemy in the White House? How are we to react? This guy, it seems to me, is really selling us off here. It's the whole mess. We just got to keep fighting. We have to keep listening. We have to learn and
what happens in this? We have an election year coming up where everything kind of changes, and then we've got another national election coming up in 2012 when the world is supposed to end. What happens? I mean, give us the Mancow predictions. I know that's a crazy question, but load us up with that, man, and do that for 30 seconds.
no love for any of these guys. There's no love for any of them. It is going to be a bloodbath on the dummy craps. They've done a horrific job. Obama, like I said, is worse than I ever imagined. I mean, Chairman Obama, Obamacare. I mean, you want them to control everything. Did you see the breast cancer? The new government breast cancer recommendations? Don't worry about it until after you're 50. Sure, that'll be great. And once the government takes over, you won't ever have to worry about it. 70, 80, whatever.
They'll put people in your house to make sure that you're safe and that they're getting their full, money back on this health care scheme. Yeah, I mean, but why not just let ourselves be completely controlled, body, mind, and spirit by the government? That's freedom. That's what the Founding Fathers intended.
No. Yeah, we have miles and miles of people in Chicago, my city, that have been told, vote Democratic, we'll give you welfare, we'll give you money for your shiny tennis shoes, we'll give you government cheese. Now, you're going to get sick, you're going to be diabetic, but, and you're going to be, all of you are going to be very fat, but we're going to reward you with all the cheese you can eat and all the diabetic medicine you need, free cable. Now they're doing free cell phones, cash for clunkers, appliances. And by the way, if you don't vote the way we tell you, we're going to pull the free stuff. No, look, our Founding Fathers were very clear. They thought that landowners and people that had some vested interest, some skin in the game, should vote. Now it's a nation of people with their hand out. Whoever can give them the more free stuff, we have a segment of our population, whoever can give them the more free stuff, that's what they want. They want to be taken care of. They want to be treated like children. I mean, you mentioned New Orleans, and I mean, this is all races, all religions. There's just a group of people in America that want the handouts. I think about the people. I'll never forget this. You mentioned New Orleans, up to their neck in water, going, what do we do? Well, there's your welfare state. What do we do? Get water!
They confessed they were waterboarded. That's the new modern waterboarding, Mancow.
In a way they were.
Morning Madhouse, the best morning show in radio, and that's right there at Mancow.com. You got to sign up for it. Hey, Mancow, I look forward to talking to you more in the future.
Oh, that was fun.
Appreciate your time today, man.
Thank you.
Great show. Good job. All right, folks, we'll be back tomorrow with more unusual commentary, more news you're not supposed to know about right here on Deadline Live. Until then, I'm Jack Blood, your radio gun, as always, saying stay bold and mighty forces will come to your aid.